So for today's video, definitely if you don't got 8 minutes, want to give you the meat and potatoes for all the drivers that say, Alex, you take too long to get to it, right? First one want to talk about here is UPS closing more locations, and we know why, because they definitely want to automate their facilities, and now they are shutting down more jobs, right? There's a company called Ease, and they're doing something called truck platooning. And yes, is one truck basically off duty while driving? That's the question here. We'll definitely talk about that. One thing to talk about is Kentucky. They want these AI cameras in work zones that are basically going to snap a picture of your truck. If you go over 10 miles per hour, there's going to be a police officer that's going to give you a ticket. So what are your thoughts about AI cameras? Current event, hijacking. Here's a short clip. Basically, this guy going around, running away from the cops, and he basically hijacked a couple vehicles and ends up hijacking a semi truck. Just want to show you this right here. It's still under investigation, but I don't want to say it's Los Angeles, but a lot of things going on, Mud Truckers. Let's get into today's video. Just want to talk about these things short bit for the ones that don't have time, but yeah, let's get into it. What's going on, Mother Truckers? Let's get into some of these topics that are happening in real time. We had a lot of feeder drivers, and one of my guys, Jason, we'll leave it at that, told me, because he works for the company, that this is what the chatter's talking about. First off, why is the company in just so much despair since the CEO has been in place, or is that playing the blame game? Because this is what their people are saying. They say UPS in serious trouble, hires A&M consulting firm, get ready to see heads get cut. It states here, title says, all operations management about to be gutted, staff level down, complete restructuring, on-road supervisor heavily profiled as being cut. And so when you look at that, you see the news that they're talking about now, stating that UPS closing operations in 3 states as downsizing spreads. So we knew that this was happening already, and there are more facilities that are being affected by this. It says UPS is closing a day shift in Dallas and a facility in Wilmington and North Carolina as it looks to realign facilities with lower volumes. So UPS continues to lay off workers as it moves forward with this strategy, consulting parcel distribution facilities to reduce access capacity. So my truckers, just more people on the chopping block. I just want to give you this information here today. Now, here's one right here that kind of shows what people are looking at testing for the future of trucking. And do you believe that this is a good thing, a bad thing, or do you think that this is something that, again, is trying to take over truck drivers' jobs? These things that I bring up to you guys all the time, they do everything in their power. And I'm talking about, tech companies. I'm talking about big trucking companies. They do everything in their power to spend millions upon millions of dollars to test out new technology, but they just won't want to pay the truck driver more money for what they're worth. So, that tells you how much these companies love truck drivers. But basically, there is this company that has automated platooning in their semi trucks. So they're saying from Ohio DOT that they have achieved over 2,700 miles as part of the I-70 project. So there's this company, it's called Ease. It says since April of 2025, a pair of semi-trucks equipped with automated platooning technology have been traveling on I-70 between Columbus, Ohio and Indianapolis, Indiana, delivering freight for Ease Logistics. So what this is it's a part of a $8.8 million project they call I-70 Trucking Platooning Project. There's a leader, and then there is a follower, and I'll show you an image of that here. And basically what happens is the follower is basically the technology is following everything that the leader is doing. Now, of course, the follower can brake, can use their steering wheel, and there are professional drivers in both the leader and the following semi-truck. But of course, they have their hands free when they are in platoon mode. So, their thought process is maybe this will get trucks further. It's almost like they're trying to mimic the freight trains, right? And so my truckers, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this right here. The Ohio DOT has said that they have done over 2,700 miles, nearly 50 hours driven in platooning mode, and nearly 50 deliveries of goods to customers. And so, my truckers, comment down below and let me know if you think this could be the future of trucking. Let's get off of the whole self-driving autonomous mode thing for a second. Using this as a strategy for trucking for two truck drivers, right? Now, I know their thought process. Their thought process is the driver in the back is off duty, I would think, and because of that, can drive more hours. And then basically, I wouldn't suggest sleeping in the following truck, but I'm seeing their strategy. They're thinking the front truck is driving while the following truck is resting, and then they switch off. And to me, I don't know. I just don't trust it. I mean, I don't mind some change, but this one, it does seem a little dangerous. But my truckers, comment down below what you guys think about that one there. Kentucky, people have been talking about this, has a new law. And basically what that is it's affecting highway work zones. So the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet reported nearly 300 injuries and 7 fatalities in 2024 from 1,223 work zones in crashes in the state. So this new rule permits that the State Department of Transportation to begin using speed cameras on affected highways. So the way this is going to work is it says citations could be issued to drivers traveling more than 10 miles above the posted speed when workers are present. A police officer would then be responsible to issue a speeding citation. The officer must be stationed in or near the end of the work zone in a marked vehicle. So they state that courtesy warnings will be issued for the first 30 days. Once the system becomes active, speeding violations in work zones can result in fines up to $500. If an injury or death results, fines increase to $10,000. So they want to use these AI cameras that pretty much just snap a picture if you're going over the speed limit in work zones, and there's going to be a cop waiting for you to give you a ticket. Tell me how you feel about that one right there. My truckers, it's one of those things where just sharing all this information with you, we are definitely waiting for a change. I saw a comment the other day that says, Alex, you're not talking about broker transparency enough. And I'm here to state that we definitely want broker transparency. But what are we going to do about it? That's the big one, because we need change for the better. And the person that's doing all the work is definitely the truck driver. The one that's getting all the liability is definitely the truck driver. But the one that makes the least amount of money is the truck driver. How the heck did this happen, right? My truckers, comment down below, but we will continue to talk about all these topics, and I will continue to talk about broker transparency more, because there are drivers saying, Alex, you're not talking enough about it. So I'm here to at least bring up the conversation of the debate of it. So my truckers, comment down below. I'll talk to you guys later. But yeah, definitely a lot of things happening in the trucking industry, but we'll give you more updates, what's going on tomorrow.